Hello everybody, my name is Python and welcome back to another Terraria video. I'm back, my friends. I am back after my somewhat extended break. It was about 2.5 weeks, and I just want to begin the video by just saying a massive thank you to you guys for supporting me during my break. And for those of you guys who are just watching this as a video, I will bore you no longer with the details. But to put a bit of context onto this video, what happened is, before I took the break, I had actually pre-recorded a whole bunch of Terraria videos. In the case of the Calamity series, I pre-recorded 4 episodes, but unfortunately, I messed up the audio so much to the point where the 4 episodes were just not usable on YouTube at all. But I do still have the footage, I do still have the other audio track, which doesn't include my voice audio. So basically, what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be going over and recapping everything that I did in what would have been episodes 20 to 23. Now, I'm going to class this as episode 20 because, you know, it still is kind of an episode. There's progression, there's commentary, there's game audio, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, next episode will be a normal episode again, episode 21, but in this one we're going to go ahead and recap what has been going on. So starting off with what would have been episode 20. So first of all, I went over the fact that the Calamity and Team Mod Loader mods both updated to 1.3.5 finally, which is awesome. Now obviously by now this is common knowledge, but back then it was a new thing that happened. But anyways, going on from that, I tried to farm for a waifu as requested by you guys from a sandstorm event, which, as you can see, went really well. And well, you can see here that the farming session just kept getting better and better, my friends. It was amazing. But one thing I did manage to get from all of the farming was a mandible blade. And basically what I discovered is that that weapon, the mandible blade, can be made into an eventual red sun weapon, which was just insane. Like, the amount of damage it would have done once we get to that point is just insane. But anyways, moving on, we went ahead and we farmed some green jellyfish for some vital jelly, but sadly the anglerfish weren't really having it, so they killed me. Fantastic. But anyways, moving on from that, I took on my revenge on a couple of mimics at the same time, just to, you know, vent off some anger and get some cool stuff along the way. But moving on from there, I did manage to obtain the vital jelly, but the green jellyfish, unfortunately, weren't quite done with me yet. So I died again. Can you see the theme that's going on here, guys? There's a lot of deaths, and there is going to be a lot of deaths to come as well. But anyways, going on from there, we managed to get the vital jelly, and we crafted the grand gelatin accessory from the life jelly and mana jelly from before, and of course from the vital jelly as well. So next of all, I decided I wanted to try and make what was the flood tide weapon, a sword which quite literally shot out sharks at people. And, well, the tooltip kind of explains all. Why would you not want that? But anyways, moving on from there, we made the endless quiver because I was getting tired of farming the sandstorm event with limited ammo. And to be honest, that should have been something I did a long time ago. But anyways, I returned to farming for a waifu from a sandstorm event again. But again, I was defeated again. Anyways, moving on. We went digging for titanium and farming for some shark fins to ultimately make the flood tide weapon, and I did, and I ended that episode by finally defeating a sand elemental, but unfortunately with no luck with the waifus. So moving on to what would have been episode 21, and we go ahead and look up the recipe for the Spear of Paleolith and the Cryogen Summoner. The Cryogen being a boss, of course, in the Calamity mod, and is also the first boss, I do believe, in the Calamity hard mode boss pack of awesomeness thing. Anyways, we headed to the underground Hallow for Souls of Light, and we got invaded by 2 pigrons at the same time, which is brilliant. And yeah, the farming session ultimately came to a fantastically successful close. Yep. But moving on, we made ourselves the cryo key and we attempted the cryogen boss, which kind of went in an unexpected way in that it crashed. So I tried to take him on again, but it crashed again. So I had to figure something else to do in the episode. So I decided I wanted to try and make the flaring bow, onyx blaster, and the Deo of Power 3 weapons. Yeah, a lot of farming. So I went over and I made my very own hallowed desert on the right hand side of the map so I could farm light mummies for light shards, because obviously the Deo of Power requires light shards. So yeah, while doing that, we unexpectedly managed to obtain the giant tortoise shell accessory, which was pretty freaking awesome. I love it when RNG unexpectedly gives us awesome stuff. But yeah, moving on, we farmed the light shards and souls of night, as well as some living fire blocks, and I also decided to make the yin yo-yo instead of the Deo Pow, because the yin yo-yo shoots projectiles, and it's actually kind of awesome. But yeah, I finally made the flaring bow as well with the living fire blocks and other materials, and I used the new weapons to farm some more sand elementals for that elusive waifu. But sadly, it was to no avail. So to finish off the episode, I farmed some titanium, resulting in the earth elementals getting a little bit mad, so they killed me. And then I made the Spear of Paleolith at long last, which is freaking awesome. So, moving on to what would have been episode 22, and I figured out beforehand that I was using a version of the boss health bar mod which crashed the game, so I updated it, which ultimately made it so the game didn't crash anymore. So there was also an update to the Calamity mod at the time of the recording of episode 22, which brought in new early game Wolfram gear, which is pretty awesome. Always good to see some new early game stuffs. So moving on, we managed to test run our flaring bow on the hive mind, and, well, he didn't really stand a chance, did he? He just got absolutely pwned. So moving on, I had accidentally used a demon trophy before the episode started. So basically, when I went into this Wall of Flesh fight, I thought that Prepare to Die edition was activated, when in fact, it had been updated so the demon trophy was just used. Like, it would use up the demon trophy, as in getting rid of it from your inventory, and all it does now is it permanently increases the mob spawn rates, and basically the Prepare to Die edition was replaced by what was called Revengeance mode, which is still there today. So yeah, anyways, moving on, we mined some more titanium for a titanium pickaxe, because, well, apparently you can dig cryonic ore with it, which is pretty freaking sweet. So while we did that, we came across the skeleton merchant, and we bought the yo-yo glove and green counterweight so we could eventually make a yo-yo bag. And then it turns out digging up ores disrupts the slumber of two nearby earth elementals. So they killed me. Those two at the same time. That was fantastic. But anyways, I prepared myself for an impromptu cryogen battle afterwards, which, as you can see, it went really, really well. Like, he really loves me. Yeah. So I made a titanium pickaxe. I headed to a snow biome in search of cryonic ore. But sadly, the earth elementals, they still don't like me, so they killed me again. Oh, so many deaths. But yeah, after that, I finally managed to take down an earth elemental to get the aftershock weapon, but sadly, my victory didn't last long. They killed me again. But to finish off the episode, I made a shard-like pickaxe with the cryonic bars, also known as the Vestal-type bars, and also a set of brand new Daedalus armor, which is a pretty cool set of armor, if I do say so myself. So anyways, moving on to what would have been episode 23, and we begin with a pirate invasion, and I cannot speak, and also a death. And yeah, and basically we managed to get ourselves a whole bunch of new pirate invasion loot. There's a couple new bows and weapons and all sorts of stuff, which is pretty awesome. And also after that, the twins decided to pop in for a quick chat and a cup of tea with a good conversation. Yep. And then we started farming out some materials for the shard-like wings, which required some more Vestal-type / cryonic bars. So we went ahead and farmed some more souls of flight and cryonic ore for that. And also, while we did that, ladies and gentlemen, on what would have been episode 23, and in hard mode, we finally managed to obtain a freaking magic mirror, which was a pretty momentous occasion to say the least. But anyways, after that successful obtaining thing of the magic mirror, we managed to also make ourselves the yo-yo bag accessory, and then we attempted taking on the cryogen boss again, which went well. We then looked up the recipe of the Ark of the Ancient Sword, and then we started getting to work for getting resources for it. So I also discovered the astral biome that I completely forgot about, which actually spawned in when I killed the Wall of Flesh in what would have been the last episode. And after that, I found an enchanted shrine biome, but sadly, not only was it a fake one, thus we didn't get an enchanted sword, but also it was the only shrine that existed in the entire world after searching for it for a good half an hour. So, after that, I actually discovered you can make the enchanted sword for the Ark of the Ancients recipe, so I decided to go farming for it. And, well, as part of one of the other things needed for the Ark of the Ancients, the Excalibur, I also attempted to take on the Destroyer to get the hallowed bars for the Excalibur, but sadly, the Destroyer, he held his title as the Destroyer, and he killed me. Guys, that is where we left off in episode 23, and that's where we left off in this recap episode. So next episode, we're pretty much to the point where we can hopefully take down the Destroyer and do awesome stuff from there. But anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this recap style video thingy and you're excited for me to get back into the proper series, do be sure to smash that like rating, guys. Also, I just want to announce I have actually started up a Patreon, so if you guys have wanted to financially support me for any reason whatsoever, obviously it is absolutely optional. You do not need to do it whatsoever. I would prefer it, in fact, if you guys would spend your money on yourself, but if you so wish that you want to, you know, donate a little bit my way, for example, A, it would be super appreciated, and B, you can check out the tiers in my Patreon page as listed in the description at the top there. But guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate your continued support, and I look forward to getting back into the series properly. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.